if God just came down and gave you a laptop or a computer or a phone and said, you have the chance to send an email to Cosmato, what would you write in that email to Cos?
Wow, oh shit. How did I do?
Now you can't fail, you know? You have to get out and do what the fuck you have to do to succeed.
The Mamba mentality simply means trying to be the best version of yourself. That's what the mentality means. It means every day, you're trying to become better. And it's a constant quest. It's an infinite quest.
Character is not something we inherit, regardless of who our parents were, regardless of where we were raised, regardless of how we came up. Nobody can inherit character. It can't come to you when you're born and say, you got character. You got to build that.
I now see anything is possible and that you could train for anything. There's nothing you can't do. You can't be the best in the world at something, but you can be a lot better than you are at anything you want to put the time into learning, whatever it is. You could do anything.
A lot of people are afraid to even try hard because then if you try hard and you fail, you feel like a failure. But the aspect of being a failure doesn't come from the success in the end. It comes from if you really quit on yourself or if you don't put in the effort you know you can put in and you're kind of holding back on your true potential. That's when I think you really deep down feel like a failure. Like,
if you're doing good, they got something to say. If you're doing bad, they got something to say. So do what makes you happy. Because you see this jet, you see this private jet that we own? I got it because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. I made over $1 billion, you know why? Because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. I'm gonna always tell Tank, do what the fuck you wanna do.
The process it takes to be number one and stay at number one, you have no idea. Everybody wants to sit in your seat until they have to sit in your seat. Very few people understand. Everybody thinks the more you win, the more successful you are. It just makes everything so much easier. And they don't understand the pressures that these individuals put on themselves to continue to perform at the highest level.
I always felt like I could do anything. That's the main thing people are controlled by. Thoughts, their perception of themselves. They're slowed down by their perception of themselves. If you're taught you can't do anything, you won't do anything. I was taught I could do everything.
These people that you're comparing yourself to, you don't really know very well. What that means is that you see their shiny outside, but you don't see the reality of their life. You know, maybe you're in California, see someone speeding down the road in a convertible Porsche, and you think, oh man, what a lucky bastard. And the truth of the matter is that he's thinking about wrapping his expensive sports car around the next cement pillar that he comes close to. The ideal that you're observing that makes you jealous and resentful is in large part an illusion that's created by your own mind.
You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you're here for a purpose, to enrich the world.
If you're a first grader at the time, the teacher asks you what you want to be when you grow up.
And then I said, I want to be an NBA player. I want to be the best player in the world. And she said, you need to be more realistic. That's probably not going to happen. And I remember everybody laughing. And that was like one of the lowest points. That really, it crushed me. And, as an 8, 9-year-old kid, I cried. And I never really cried. I'm not an emotional person. I remember my mom wiping my face and telling me that she told me, she was like, remember this moment. Never let anybody tell you what you can or can't do.
You can't have an easy life in a great character. Show me a trust fund kid that inherited a bunch of money, and I'll show you someone mentally tortured. Having stuff isn't fun. Getting stuff is fun. Right? It's not the pursuit of happiness, it's the happiness of the pursuit, right? It's that thing, and it's not like, the self-help, it's not the journey, it's the destination. It's not either the journey or the destination. It's who you become on the journey. And here's the terrible thing about life, it's self-assignment.
There's a saying, there's a quote that I really believe in, that when the pain of the current reality becomes greater than the fear of change, that's when we change. So like when the pain becomes so intense that it's greater than the fear that you have of the unknown, then you'll go into the unknown. You can stand there at the door looking at this abyss, but when it becomes so fucking painful that you walk into that, that's when the change happens.
People don't ever get to see behind the curtains of what happens. They just see the show in front.
Everyone is jealous of what you've got. No one is jealous of how you got it.
Behind the curtains, there's a lot going on. Yeah, there's a lot of focus, there's a lot of determination, there's a lot of walking away from folks, there's a lot of holding your tongue and turning the other cheek. There's a whole lot of that going on. And that ain't gonna stop.
People see the trophies, but not the training ground.
Because that's who God called. God called us collect, you know that, right? And we accepted the charges.
There you go.
All right. So we got to pay for that because he called us collect and we accepted those charges.
Everybody wants the view, but no one wants the climb.
You know, everyone says, it's a marathon, not a sprint. No, let me tell you this, another cliche. All right, if you had infinite time in your life, then it's a marathon. Newsflash for everybody out there, folks. We ain't around here forever. So what it is, it's many sprints inside a marathon of life where the winning line, finish line is constantly changing. It's constantly moving. It's constantly evolving. Every marathon runner that goes out there, when they go out and run the next marathon, what do they try to do? They try to beat their time. They're not like, I'm not worried about the competition. I'm not worried. This was my time. I want to beat it. I need to do it better.
Almost all the meaning that you will need to get you through the hard times of your life is going to be a consequence of adopting responsibility, not of rights and impulsive action, impulsive freedom. Like, fine, rights, yeah, got it. Freedom, no problem. Even freedom to do impulsive things, fine. But that isn't where you're going to find the meaning that keeps you sustained through the storms of life. That's going to be, you take care of yourself, you take care of your intimate partner, you take care of your damn family. You don't run off. You take care of your community. You rescue the wisdom from the past. You stand up straight and you be courageous despite the fact that life is tragic and tainted by malevolence.
It is astounding how many people want to be spectacular in life but also want to fit in and be normal. Like, by being normal, you are, by definition, aiming for average. Normal people get normal results. Weird people get weird results. You literally can't do what everyone else does and not expect to get what everyone else has. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results.
If you have to ask how to get motivated to go to the gym, you don't need to be going to the gym. You don't want it enough.
Think big. Think big. You can do it. You can do it. Why can't I do it? Take a little bit of piece at a time, have daily goals, monthly goals. You can make it happen. It can happen. What's impossible in your life, go after that.
You wake up, right to work. Immediately your mind is in action. No one wants to do that.
When you're sick and tired of looking and feeling like shit, you'll show up, motherfucker.
You need to fucking work harder. You need to fucking discipline your mind better.
To do anything successfully in life, you've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. And if you want it that bad, if you're willing to give it that much, you get a big piece of what you want. And dreams do come true. Anything you want can happen and become a reality.
Most people will not understand your obsession, your drive, and your determination. Success is a lonely journey. That's just a reality. And most people are not going to understand why you're so driven, why you're so obsessed. And if you try and make them understand, you're going to end up frustrated.
Stop telling your visions to other people, because they're not going to see it. Why you think you keep imagining opening a business? Why you keep imagining graduating, getting a better job? Why do you keep imagining buying a house? Why do you keep imagining driving a really nice car? Why do you keep imagining getting rich one day? Why do you keep imagining that?
So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself.
The best advice I can tell you is go on the journey by yourself. It is the best journey, man. Leveling up, making more money, losing weight, getting fit, becoming the best version of yourself is the fucking most awesomest journey you will ever go on. But it's a journey that you will probably go on by yourself.
You don't need enemies. Compete against you. Once you compete against you, you're gonna always win because you're trying to get better every day. So you in competition all the time.
In the short term, your success depends on your intensity. In the long term, your success depends on your consistency. Do not sacrifice the latter for the former.
But sometimes you have to go beyond what you're feeling. And my knees were fucked, but guess what? I wanted to run. And I knew that, okay, you can get knee replacements, this and that. Like I said, it wasn't because of I ran too much. People always want to say, oh man, you ran so much so you fucked up your body. You know, you don't want to be like David Goggins.
If you decide that you will be poor, there's nothing I can do. You're gonna be poor. If you decide to be rich today, who gonna stop you? Who? If you decide you want to be rich, all you gotta do is start. Why not? Who gonna stop you? Unless you tell it to the wrong person.
Successful people plan their day the night before. If you just wake up and go, gosh, what should I do this morning? How do I feel? And you let the day or your feelings determine your day. You let how you slept, determine what you're gonna do, you're fucked.
Go after your dreams.
If you're gonna do it, do it. Say what you can do what you say. If you can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't over leverage a decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe. I think I'll try it out. No, think if you're gonna try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive.
Go after it. I never compromised that. I never allowed anybody to tell me what I was capable of accomplishing. I never let anybody tell me that I can't do.
At some point, everything's gonna go south on you. Everything's gonna go south and you're gonna say, this is it. This is how I end. Now you can either accept that or you can get to work. That's all it is. You just begin. You do the math. You solve one problem, then you solve the next one.
Right? I went after it. If you want to accomplish something or do something that a lot of people think is difficult to accomplish, you have to put all your eggs in one basket, and there's no compromise.
Every morning when you get up, say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. I do it now. Do it now. Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command, do it now, do it now, do it now.
The stress is okay to feel in adversity. It's where the stress leads you that you need to avoid. You need to prevent the stress from being strong enough to make you avoid adversity in the first place. If you start to feel stress about adversity, I think diving right into it is like the secret for growth.
The foolish man seeks happiness in the distance, and the wise grows it under their feet.
Most people's problem isn't that they don't know what to do or can't figure out what to do. It's that they can't do the thing that they know they need to do. When, especially, they don't feel like doing it. And if you could fix that problem and you could fix the problem of adhering to anything, now your options are limitless because you're able to pick any plan you want to pick and you'll be able to follow that plan and get where it is you want to go.
God doesn't give you the people you want. He gives you the people you need to help you, to hurt you, to leave you, to love you, and to make you the person you were meant to be.
If you had to create a human, what would you put them through to make them tough? It probably wouldn't be a really chill life.
When you're feeling the most trapped and down and nothing can't go right, I feel like those are the moments that define you. Those are those character canon moments that are like, what am I gonna do now?
What would you put them through to make them patient? You probably wouldn't give them things immediately.
Thinking your way, feeling your way, working your way through those things. On the other side, you're the closest to getting what you want is always the hardest.
And so it's like we want these traits, but each of the traits has a price tag attached to it. And it's just like, do you want to pay the price tag to get the thing? And so I think if people reframed the period of life that they're going through as the price that they're paying out of their wallet, but the wallet is their time, is the seconds of life that they're trading for it, then I think more people would be willing to make the trade.
Oftentimes, when we deal in love, we love the version of people that best suits us.
Yes.
We don't always love the version of that person that best suits us in our development and the people that we're striving to become. We love the best version of that person that best suits us. We don't always appreciate the best version of that person that helps us develop into the people that we're destined to become. That's the person that we need, right? You don't always need the coach that's gonna pat you on the butt and say, good job. Sometimes you need the coach that's gonna say, hey man, get your shit together. Get your life together. Like, let's go. Other times you might need the cat that's gonna say, hey youngin, you too hard on yourself, man. Give yourself some grace. The wisdom in that is knowing what season that you're in and knowing how to receive it. Like being honest with yourself, right? It's times in your life to where you're gonna need that drill sergeant. It's times in your life to where you're gonna need that cat to give you that grace. Not rebuking it, not fighting it. Understanding and being honest with yourself and knowing what you need in the moment, predicating upon the season that you're in life and the person that you're striving to become.
How could a car like you quit at the top of your game?
You think I quit? They quit on me. When I finally got put together, I went back expecting a big welcome. You know what they said? Your history. Moved right on to the next bookie standing in line. There was a lot left in me. I never got a chance to show them.